This is unprecedented. I'm Adam Klein, winner of Survivor Millennials vs. Generation X. Super duper fans, gather round. It's time for another installment of Survivor Talk with D&D.
Welcome to our recap and feedback show for the second episode of Survivor Heroes vs. Healers vs. Hustlers. I am Dwaine, and I am here with my best friend David, and we are just two best friends talking about the show we love. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Dwaine. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I feel like I just got on the computer, like now.
You look great. You look refreshed, ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't look at all like you were sick today.
And that reminds me, initial thoughts. I bet you have one, don't you?
I have several.
We're going to get right into it. So let's hear your initial thought, and right. I will this week listen and not comment.
Okay. Well, yeah, listen all the way to the end because I want you to hear this one and see how it goes. Here we go. I'll try it.
Because I think it's me.
But Chrissy received Ryan's super eyes.
They can only be used at tonight's tribal council. Wow.
At tribal council, Alan accused JP and Ashley of being a power couple.
To have the term power couple to be thrown around is ridiculous to me.
I know what I know, and I'm not crazy. I'm confident. In the end, the alliance of four stuck together. Katrina, the tribe has spoken. And Chrissy decided to not save Katrina, holding on to her secret but now powerless idol.
Okay, so if we listen to Mr. Probst and his comments, because he is executive, he's the big boss man.
Yeah,
he called that a power idol. But after last week's episode, your points were extremely valid in the sense that it does carry power. Even Chrissy agreed with you because in this episode, she says, I have this, the idol has no power, but it still has power. Mm-hmm. And Chrissy's the actuary. She's the genius, and she's the right one, like you were last week, in that it's lost its technical power, but it still has an influence and a power in the game. So that's my first initial reaction. Would you like to comment? Go, Dwaine.
Yeah, obviously Jeff Probst doesn't know his own idol because he called it powerless, but we all know it is full of power. So there you go.
I guess he's trying to set up that, so I guess somebody could play it later as a fake idol. That would be great. Or else he could be saying nobody is smart enough to play it as a fake idol later.
Maybe he's doing that.
So we're going to call it powerless now. Considering
he taped that, last week or something, he already knows what happens. So maybe it really is powerless.
Yes. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he is telling us ahead of time.
All right. So this isn't really for discussion, but Allie has the best hair in 35 seasons of Survivor. No hair has been better than Allie's hair. And I have an example for you. All right.
Okay.
In this episode, she is giving the editors fits, probably in every episode. She had her hair in 10 different ways in this episode. She had down with a part. She had putting it up. She was putting it up while talking to Simone. She had the 8 ponytail thing going.
Yeah.
She had down but not parted on the side. She had down with the buff around the back. She was wearing the buff like a pirate. With this like that.
Yeah.
She had her hair up in a bun. Then she had her hair up, but not in a bun. And then she had it braided tightly with the bun. 10 different ways. And her hair is amazing anyway, but 10 different ways.
Please tell me you counted that the second time you watched and that didn't distract you the first time you watched.
No. I actually watched it the second time, took notes, and thought, man, how many times could she change her hair? And went back and fast-forwarded and figured them all out.
Yeah. That's good. But I was a little worried there that you were distracted. But how does she keep changing her hair? But I saw right at the end, she was doing that like 8 ponytail braid.
Oh, yeah.
Then her next confessional is a complete hair all over the place. I'm like, they're telling Probst, we got no continuity here. Just letting you know. There's nothing.
Yeah. The whole Lauren Patrick thing. She had like 4 haircuts or 4 hairstyles on that one. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. All right. Give me another one of yours.
So this particular episode, you and I are both members of multiple groups pertaining to Survivor. We get pulled into a lot of groups that we actually don't realize until we see them on our timeline. But I happened to click on a few because I saw some comments were made and people were commenting about this not being a great episode so far, not great season.
What?
To me, this particular episode was like a soccer game that ends in a 0-0 tie. I will always find something good in a soccer game. I love soccer, all that kind of stuff. I will always find something good. And I kind of, and that's how I felt about this particular episode. The end was like a tie, a 0-0 tie.
Yeah.
God bless you, Simone. I hope you have a great life and maybe do something else, not Survivor related.
Something inside with air conditioning.
But to quote Andy Baker, she was cannon fodder. She was an early boot when they casted her. They knew it, and she was not going to go far in this game. But the rest of the episode was prime rib. I loved the rest of this episode. I thought, I won't say prime rib. Let's say it was a ribeye steak, maybe.
Oh, how
steak
about
sandwich?
I liked it. It was a New York strip for me.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. It's like any Survivor's good Survivor. I can watch a bad season of Survivor and still like it.
Yeah.
But this episode to me, it ended. I'm not even. When we get to tribal, I'll probably be signed off already because I've got really. I've got almost nothing at the end. It's all in the first three quarters.
Yeah, 2 notes in the tribal. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I liked about this episode. I love soccer and I love watching the intricacies of Survivor. There's a lot of great stuff leading up to the end.
See, hockey's like soccer, only more exciting.
Faster, much faster, smaller rink.
Yeah,
a lot more shots on goal.
Lots of hitting.
Lots of hitting.
No fake getting hurts and crying in the corner because your ankle got hit.
I bet there's a video of some hockey player taking a dive.
Yeah, but they get penalized for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, hockey season opened today. No, but I see what you mean. All right, so I have one that is worthy of discussion, my friend. Cole is a great guy. All right, absolutely a great guy with a huge heart. It's so obvious when you watch him, when you hear him talk, when you pay attention to what he's doing. But is he really playing the game yet? I'd say no. I don't think he is yet. He might after this episode. But will Cole discover too late that you can't be Mr. Nice Guy and show the people where idols are? This did not curry favor with Joe. He should have sent Joe looking. He should have sent Joe looking and then went to where he knew it was. Or go get Jessica and you both go to where you knew it was. But he mistakenly thinks that this will cause Joe to see him in a valuable resource. Instead, it makes Joe see him as a threat. So I think Cole is making a mistake or has made a mistake. Will he turn it around, David?
I think he will because I think he has more connections than Joe does. Of course, we don't know this because we haven't been seeing all the camp life.
Right.
But this was one of my initial reactions. Leave your feelings and personality traits at the door. Because Cole even said, I just thrive on helping people achieve and getting what they want. That's right. So if you need all those votes to win, I'm going to help you get all those votes, even though I'm sitting right beside you.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, oh, man, go with the raft thing. Send them digging by a raft and say, dude, I'm going to go cover for you. I'm going to go make sure nobody's coming this way, but I'm going to run by the well first, but I'm going to make sure nobody's running this way. I'm totally with you. That just got to me because now I do think your comment could be misconstrued though, because as I was told seasons ago by Steve Helling, everyone is playing the game. Some just aren't playing it as well as others.
Okay.
I know that's one of those terms that kills me.
But when you're standing there looking at a tree and you realize what the clue means and it never even crosses your mind not to tell him, your mind is not in the game.
Yeah,
it's like when you're playing Monopoly and you land on Boardwalk or someone else lands on Boardwalk and you don't notice it and you own it with a hotel.
Oh, exactly. And this is like we're playing cards with our wives and there's a card discarded that is a wild card.
Yeah.
I don't want you to pick it up. I want you to draw from the pickup pile, the new card pile, so I can pick it up with my turn and take my card penalty.
Exactly.
I want that wild card. I'm not going to tell you that. But yeah, that's Joe, Mr. Nice Guy. You hit it on the head. That's just, you can't play that way. I'm so with you. I was thinking the same exact thing. Oh yeah, take him to a raft. Because even Joe said I would have never gotten that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cole's like, this is the best day. I'm like, no, it's not. It could be your worst day. But to go back to your original question, Cole's got Jessica.
Yes, he does.
I think Jessica is closer. This is the tribe that I predicted. I have not seen any proof yet, but this is the tribe I thought where the women could actually work together, stick together more than the other tribes. And so far, the other tribes have voted off women. But I think this was the tribe I said where I could see these 3 young women working together.
Oh, yeah.
And a guy going first. So I think Jessica has made inroads with Rourke and Desi.
Yeah.
I think Rourke is smart enough to see that Joe cannot be trusted. Hopefully we'll get more from Desi as well. But I do think he can recover from this, but it should be interesting if it happens next week.
Yeah. Well, you know I like them. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them on my fantasy team. Absolutely. I love the Healers team, the Healers tribe.
Yeah.
I think you have another one, don't you?
Well, I had a good gameplay and bad gameplay. The bad gameplay was Cole and Alan.
We didn't really see much of Alan tonight.
No, we didn't. And the more I read this, I wonder if it's something from last week. I wrote Alan and his suspicions dropping behavior. But you don't drop your suspicions in front of the people that you're trying to put suspicion on.
Wait.
You know,
did you mean maybe that when he got back to the back to camp, he was all of a sudden he was all kind and not talking about it?
He was, and he had a confessional where he was like, whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I got suspicion on him.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And sometimes just putting suspicion on someone can get you the result you want.
Yeah.
And that's true, but you don't put suspicion on, you don't make them alert to your plans. You do it in the confines of Chrissy and Ben and say, those two scare me. Those two are always together. Now they're going to separate. Now they're going to try and work against you to get other people working. You've given them the opportunity to turn on you when you didn't have to point it out in public because there's only 6 of you. Everybody sees those two are hanging out.
Yeah, but it might have worked. Ben told Ashley, well, I'm kind of starting to believe you. I mean, Alan made some inroads there.
What kind of worked? Because if Ben's believing Ashley, it didn't work. That means Alan's losing Ben.
But no, what it meant was that Ben did believe Alan, and he's maybe changing his mind. So it did have an effect on people. People did think they're a power couple.
Oh, I'm just saying that I think Ben and Chrissy and probably even Katrina saw that they were a couple before Alan went off in the middle of the night and did a strip search. So I think Alan should have kept it within the camp and kept it within that small group. But I don't know. I just think Alan revealed himself. And now he's got JP and Ashley gunning after him.
Yeah.
They want to pull somebody over and get rid of Alan. That wasn't the case until he said something.
All right, everybody. This is episode 2, not the premiere. Do not change the channel. Do not change the channel. It is time to recap this puppy. All right, David, it's night 3. It's the heroes. We were just kind of talking about this a little bit. Tribal Council was heated and angry, and Chrissy says it was great for her. So it got pretty heated and apparently angry last night at Tribal Council.
It did. Chrissy said it could not have gone better for me. I wrote down 3 things. She said she did not have to play the super idol and now has a fake idol she can use as a decoy. Mm-hmm. Alan showed himself in public again, which increases the divide between himself and JP and Ashley. And then there are cracks in this camp, and they were made by the players themselves. Yeah. Chrissy did not have to force any cracks. Alan did that for him.
Chrissy's in a great spot.
I totally agree. She's my pick, so I hope she's in a great spot.
Yeah, she really is. And, of course, she says it has no power, but it still has power. And yet, CBS still aired Probst saying it was powerless. So that kind of makes me wonder why they let that get through, or if they did it on purpose.
Or does that give Probst a chance to say, wow, we never saw that coming?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, probably so. But anyway.
When Alan said that Tribal Council was intense, I wasn't expecting the fists to fly like they did. Mm-hmm. Well, you did kind of ring the bell for the fight to start, Alan.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you were not expecting.
Yeah. He also says, but I got what I wanted. People think Ashley and JP are a power couple. And I think he's partially right, as we've already discussed. So
I just disagree with the way he did it.
Well,
I don't think he should have done it publicly because now he's alerted the power couple so that they'll split up.
Well, yeah, and now everybody thinks he's crazy. Right. In fact, later on in the episode, JP says, what the connection we had, we're kind of trying to back off of it. Mm-hmm. So really he did do that, and he made everybody think he's crazy. He had Jessica Lewis eyes.
Yeah.
Alan's got Jessica Lewis's eyes.
All right, so I got a question for you.
And so I have an answer.
So if you accuse me of stealing your car,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no car to show that I even stole it, how do I defend myself from your accusations?
You don't have to. Well, you just say there's no car. How can you prove it?
Yeah, but you swear there is. How can I disprove it?
You can't.
This is where Ashley is.
You're right.
Idol.
You cannot disprove it. There is no
Right.
way to disprove it. That's why it's so dangerous to put yourself in a situation where someone can accuse you of something because you can't. Denying it doesn't do any good.
Yeah, and it's like Mike said last week that perceptions like 90% true.
Absolutely.
It becomes reality. Yeah.
And you know what? This is why me as a minister has to be very careful. I don't let women in my office with the door closed. I don't go anywhere alone with a woman because perception can be bad. So you got to be really careful. And that's exactly what Ashley is saying, which is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can't. What am I supposed to do? All I can do is say it's not me. And unfortunately, it makes you look even more guilty.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you look guilty when you're not. And so Ashley and JP look guilty. They do.
Yeah. And the trouble is these people don't know Ashley and JP before this 4 days. So they don't know what it's like when Ashley's being completely honest.
Right.
Or they don't know what it's like when JP's being a little shady.
Exactly.
So they're having to trust in these 4 days. So yeah, it's hard. I like what Ben said. He said the core. I love his voice. I like when he talks. It's so funny.
Yeah.
The core 4 is done. This tribe is like old paint. There are cracks everywhere.
Yeah. He said something else. Well, do you remember what he said? Oh, he
said that he was trusting her more, believing her more.
No, at the very end, he said something about people may think it, and then he goes, "No, nobody thinks it. Everybody knows it's a total disaster. It's a total wreck. It's a total wreck." So, all right, a very short intro, and we get to hustle. By the way, if you want to see the full intro, when you go to our website, you can sit there and just watch the whole thing. It's right there on the top. It has our logo on it, but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, Hustlers, day 4, everyone is working except for Simone. It is obvious again that she is not in the group.
That's true. But I did write, because I wrote the exact same line that you just said. I wrote with a little asterisk. I said, now, in her defense, we heard no one complaining that she's not working.
Well,
no
that's
one
true.
actually said that she's been sitting the whole time. However, production decided to show her sitting and swatting bugs and say, I'm okay. Even though everybody else is lifting trees, moving bamboo, and lifting, palm fronds and all that stuff. So that was, I don't know if to me, that was more of a fish out of water type thing. She's totally a fish out of water. She's even further.
Man.
Yeah, this is not for her.
Well, there's no air conditioning.
Yeah.
Someone forgot to tell her that there's no air conditioning. So that's tough. Ryan and Devin, I feel like this is a very genuine alliance. I mean, especially for Devin.
Yeah.
I could see Ryan betraying Devin, but I can't see Devin betraying Ryan.
That is so funny because I wrote down that while they're talking, Ryan's trying to think of when he's going to have to get rid of Devin.
Exactly.
Because Devin's going to go through a challenge run. If he makes the merge, he's going to go through a run where he wins challenges. Everybody likes Devin. Simone loves him, even in her exit interviews. But, I mean, he's so likable, so nice. Ryan looks like the little conniving little guy who's hanging on by the backside, talking about coattail riding. And meanwhile, Devin's going, I could ride this way to the end with this dude. I could go away to the end with it. Now, Devin might not be thinking that, but I was just thinking what you were saying. Ryan's looking at him, dude, you're awesome. As long as we're on the same page until I vote you off. But we are so good.
Right. But the flip side of that is if Ryan and him and he are that close, Ryan and him are that close, then Ryan can ride Devin's coattails. So why would he get rid of Devin?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ryan, that's what I picture is Ryan on the back. Well, he would get rid of Devin because Devin could beat him at the end if Devin goes on an immunity run and is still seen as the nicest guy in camp and works really hard.
Well,
so
maybe because Ryan,
yes.
Ryan would probably be seen as more of the game player. And he'd be able to say that all Devin did was win challenges, but I made all the moves. And here are the examples.
I stabbed you all in the back. That was my plan. All Devin did was win challenges so you all could go home.
Yeah. Simone is very excited. She did a aqua dump.
Yes.
So, I mean, hasn't everybody done an aqua dump? Just kidding.
Yeah, but she went 4 days before she did Until It All, according to her interview. I wrote down Ryan, the tribe narrator, talking about everybody getting along. He's super tight, making social connections with everyone except Simone. This is where we start getting Simone out of tribe, fish out of water, Simone out of the tribe type thing. She's just weird. This is what he wrote. And I really feel like it has to do with her uncomfortableness amongst the tribe. We hear later that Allie's, happy for her that she's starting to work with these other personalities that she's
right,
because she's not used to being around so many personalities. And I thought, wow, that's really out there for Survivor. Yeah. Survivor's all about dealing with people.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go on Survivor, go in the middle of a crowd of people and start talking to everybody in the group, get to know other people. Wow. That's really tough to come into a situation like that.
Yeah. Allie is showing herself to be a really good player. Right now, her and Chrissy are my top. I like watching the way they're playing, based on what they're showing us anyway.
They had a very similar episode.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about good gameplay, both of those two are my good two game players.
Yeah. Later
I loved how you'll get to that later or what?
Well, later on, I'm going to talk about about her and Ryan's conversation just to show.
Well, I just liked how everybody seemed to want to talk to Allie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's what we saw from the editing, but at the same time, everybody seemed very comfortable when they were talking to Allie.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted to work with Allie. And what was Allie doing? Allie was listening to their plans, letting people throw out names.
Right.
She didn't even throw out a name. She was listening. I think she's really smart.
And I also like how Lauren is handling herself also. So,
yeah.
Anyway. So, let's see. Healers, day 4. Jessica and Cole are out fishing. Obviously, he taught her how to fish. I doubt she went out there and just figured it out. I have a feeling she allowed him to teach her. So, and this is, again, he is so humble that he even doubts that she even gives him a second look. She's like, she's 30. She probably doesn't. She just sees me as some little kid. Maybe if I catch her more fish, she might actually look my way. I'm thinking, dude, are you blind? Are you blind? She obviously likes you.
Jessica thought he was faking that early on. He was trying not to be the cool, handsome dude, but he is that dude.
Yeah.
But while they're doing that, I wrote down, that's nice that you're leaving 4 players back at camp to talk about you two as a power couple.
And yet they didn't show that.
No, they didn't. But I guarantee you they were talking about those two.
Yeah, probably so. But it's interesting that they didn't show us that.
Which is why I think Cole can survive Joe's idle play.
Yeah, possibly so. Yeah. So Joe, Mike, Rourke, and Desi, they're all sitting there talking, and Joe's talking about we're on the wrong tribe, obviously.
Yeah.
We're on the beauty tribe, and we didn't realize it. And Mike's like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. What do we think about? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, it seems like that when Joe talks to the women, he's complimenting. When he's talking to Mike, he's accusing. When he talks to Cole later, he's trying to use Cole for information or work with him. But so far, when he's talking to the women, it's compliments.
Right.
It's kinder things. So is he trying to set up one of the guys to go first so he can be the lone strong guy or something? I don't know. It just hit me that all his comments around the women were complimentary.
Yeah. Well, what we saw, yes. Well, the 2 women. Absolutely. He kind of likes Mike, but he's still telling everybody else that Mike has the idol.
Yeah.
He's still going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, that to me was kind of telling, though, that even though he's already pinned Mike as a target, he wants to get rid of Mike because he thinks he's smart. He's using the idol thing against him. Mike is still working his way into Joe's heart.
Yeah.
Personally, he's still a likable guy, and that's going to be bad for Joe if Mike works his way into the heart of the tribe.
Yeah. That's true. Very true. How ironic is it that Joe wants to hunt for the idol, so he allows the other 3 to go to the well where the idol is? How ironic. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't write that down.
It's like, I thought about it afterwards. I was like, okay, wait a second. He went to go look for the idol and sent them off to where the idol was. Didn't even realize it.
I like how he turned his back on him, where he was facing the other way as if he was picking out his path. And Rourke was the last one to leave. She turned around and looked at him. And I wish I could have seen her face.
Yeah.
Because she's saying, he is getting into I'm about to run through the woods stance to go look for a room.
Yeah, Rourke's not stupid. Well, as you know, they always tell us they're searching for idols all the time. Every single one of them. You know? So, and they've also told us that the cameras are a pretty good clue if you're anywhere near one or if you're not. So
I wonder if they at all, even in this one, if they had to say, hey, don't look directly at the camera before you find the tree.
Well, they
You've already found the tree. Do it again, but don't look at the camera.
You know, they always have to do that. They're always having to do that.
Yep.
So Jessica and Cole come on the beach, and Joe finds the clue and misreads it. He obviously hasn't looked at the camp map, obviously.
Yeah.
And he talks to Cole, and here's where Cole just tells him what it actually means, and they go look for it. So I have something to say about when they found the idol. So if you have anything before that, now's the time.
No, I think we covered it in the short
All right. They go find the idol. I bet if Cole had found it, 1, Joe would have grabbed it to look at it. 2, Cole would have given it willingly for him to look at. And 3, Joe would have kept it. So no matter what happened, Joe was ending up with that idol.
Yeah, he was very Tony-ish in this moment. From the way he ran off and found it to the way they dug up for it, that I totally agree that it would have been in Joe's hands when they left that. They left the well.
Well, just and that and Cole's whole demeanor, Cole would trust him. Yeah, sure. Look at my idol. And Joe would just take it and put it in his pants and walk off. And Cole would be like, okay, it's our idol. You know what I mean?
I could see them. Yes, I'm totally agreeing because I could see them walking in 2 directions. And Cole goes to a camera and says, today is great. Joe and I found an idol. It was so cool. And then Joe walks to another camera and goes, I got to get rid of that guy.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, man. So we go to Heroes Day 5, and JP is fishing. And I like it. JP's just kind of a get-it-done kind of guy. He's really quiet. He doesn't like drama. He doesn't like confrontation. He'd rather just take care of everybody. And yet he's put in a situation where he feels like he kind of has to try to fix things, which you could tell is kind of awkward for him as he's talking to Chrissy. He's wanting to clean up his rep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrote down, this is one of my favorite parts of the episode. I wrote down, now we get to see an actuary at work playing Survivor.
Oh, yeah. She's doing what Adam did.
Yeah. So first, she composes a plan, and her plan is find someone strong to work with, someone who can complement her style of play.
Mm-hmm.
Second, gather data. And we can go back to all these things. But second, gather data. She talks to JP, she talks to Ashley, she talks to Alan, and eventually she talks to Ben. Mm-hmm. Third, assess the data. Chrissy says JP's physical strength is good, but does not feel he's smart enough to play the game with her. Ashley is strong and smart, but untrusting. Alan is strong, but showed he can be unpredictable. Ben is a social magnet. He gets along with everyone, and he is a strong physical player.
Yep.
Ben, then the final step is to make your pick or your decision. Ben is her pick, and he agrees. They are now a real power couple who quote don't know each other.
That's right.
Which is what his line was.
Yeah, I don't even know you.
I love that segment. I thought that was beautiful.
Oh yeah, and she did exactly what Adam did. She talked to everybody. Everybody thinks that they're with her, you know, and she's with Ben. And I believe she finally did, you know, just like you said, she decided on Ben. It probably wasn't in that order for real, but I believe she will end up with Ben. And they have a really good chance.
Yeah, that was absolutely edited to go that way, yep.
I almost feel like if they were split up next week, because I think there might be a split up next week, that they would still have each other's back. Mm-hmm. That they would look out for each other and look forward to getting back together again.
I think it's going to go one more week at least. Well, I would hope to be at least one more. But I wrote down working with Ben also puts Chrissy firmly in the hero's driver's seat because Ben is close to Alan, and Alan is at odds with JP and Ashley, which means Alan and JP and Ashley should not get together.
Yeah.
And so you kind of want to keep that going. So no way he gets with them at this point and works out to oust Chrissy or Ben. So, but by collecting all that data, Chrissy made a connection, this is what you just said, with everyone on the tribe and let them know she would work with them. She even told JP, imagine it's you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? She didn't say, do you want to work together? She said, imagine it's you and I being that power couple.
And he's like, people won't think we're a power couple.
Yeah. Anything to make me not get voted out. And it's at some point he makes the comment, well, if they see us as a couple, we might as well get together or something or do this.
Oh, you're talking about Ashley.
Well, him and Ashley. No, but this was him during him and Chrissy saying, Chrissy said, imagine it's us getting to the end and working with other people. But he says in a confessional.
Yeah, in a confessional, right.
They're going to see us as a couple. We might as well be a couple. I'm like, dude, you're not a power couple. Ben and Chrissy are now a power couple. Devin and Ryan are a power couple. You two are not a power couple in Survivor.
There you go.
So
we cut to Devin of the Hustlers tribe doing yoga on the beach with some really good yoga music.
I wrote that down that you were noticing that. Listen, there's Dwaine and his music. Now he's got me listening for music.
At first, I thought it was going to be Cole and Jessica because of the music, but it ended up not being. Also, when the two snakes were going up the tree together, I thought, well, why would they be going to Jessica and Cole? Because they didn't lose immunity. I thought that was going to be a Jessica and Cole moment as well, but it wasn't. See, they're throwing me off.
One snake was big and one snake was small, like
Yes.
Devin and Ryan.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So Patrick found a toy, a crab that scares him to death, and I just,
But the music drastically changed when
Oh, yeah.
Patrick went running into the water.
Oh, yeah.
There goes the yoga music.
Yeah, really. I love how Lauren taunts Patrick with the crab.
Yes.
It's just, he's like a little girl scared of a spider, or my son scared of a spider. And she's like the person that's, oh, here, let me throw it on you. And everybody's laughing. Everybody's enjoying it. So I have a feeling that they're enjoying Lauren. They're not feeling like she's on the outs, that they are enjoying her. I do feel like that.
Lauren was my preseason pick to be the first off this tribe, and I was very happy to see her interaction this week with this tribe because it felt like she fit in more. And listening to reading Simone's exit interview, Ryan would wake up in the middle of the night and scream for everybody to get up. It was morning, and it wasn't. And they'd have to go back to sleep.
Why would he do that?
Because he's an idiot. But Simone's like, Ryan loves the camera. He plays up for the camera.
Oh.
So I can imagine they were loving Lauren taunting Ryan. Put him in a little uncomfortable position.
Ryan or Patrick?
Sorry, Patrick.
Oh, you
Patrick
got to start that whole thing over. What? So Patrick would wake up in the middle of the night
and just get up and yell down at the beach or whatever and say, oh, it's morning, get up. And it's not morning. So they'd have to go back to sleep.
Oh, my
So I thought everybody probably loved watching Lauren taunt Patrick with the crab, kind of get him back for waking them up in the middle of the night, put him in an uncomfortable position.
Wow. That would be so annoying.
I know. And they kept him around. And I wonder.
Well, you got to keep him around.
We'll talk about that later. But they.
You can always get rid of him. You don't want. I mean, if you're going to choose between him or Simone, you're obviously getting rid of Simone.
Well, yes. I would say yes, because Simone might be clay that you can mold to follow you and do what you say. But if you can't win challenges, you're going to have to get rid of her too.
Yeah, it's too early to get rid of a Patrick.
Yeah, you got to win challenges. You don't want to go back to tribal.
So, okay, so they're all sitting around talking about camp stuff.
I love her confessional where she says Patrick is the type of kid that you say don't touch that, and while he's looking at you, he reaches over and touches it.
Yeah. And one of the best pictures is him getting on the log, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. She's sitting there going. She has that I am so over this look on her face.
But a great observation and awareness from Lauren in that at the same time, she can't say anything if nobody else is saying anything to risk being seen as separated from this group.
Exactly.
She already sees the age difference, wants to remain in the group and not be an outsider. So she works to build a relationship with Allie.
Yep.
And then Patrick's name comes up even before the challenge, but Patrick's name comes up and Allie is like, you know what? I feel like sometimes I'm babysitting this kid, and if he comes up and the tribe wants him gone, I can go without him. But we'll see how that goes. But I love Lauren's awareness to say, but I can't, and that's mature. That's Survivor mature to say, you know what, I want to do this, but I can't. So here, Mr. Confessional, I'm going to say it all to you.
Yeah, and and they showed her one time sitting by herself while there were people behind her, but I don't think that's happening all the time. I kind of feel like that was something they found, and it was good for that segment. But everything else I'm seeing shows her being part of the group, interacting with the group, having fun with the group, not allowing her frustrations to be shown to the group, and just doing a really good job. On the complete opposite is Simone, who's totally not only by herself, but never interacting with the group until she tries, and it's not very good. Becomes very obvious that she's trying really hard.
I wonder if Lauren sitting in the shelter was almost a moment where somebody like Allie or Ryan said, why don't you go just sit over there and take a break? Because Simone mentions later, it's obvious that Lauren doesn't like Patrick.
Yeah.
It's obvious they don't get along, so she's going to use that to try and get Lauren to swing against Patrick. So
Yeah.
it could have been Lauren saying, you know what? I just need a moment to go sit over there in the shelter.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she was fishing for an idol. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I can imagine needing a break from Patrick after a while.
Yeah. Before we get to the reward immunity challenge, I miss our chat room. I'm going to have this fixed before next week. You will be able to watch us on our live page.
Oh, they're not even, nobody's talking in the chat.
No, there's only you, me, and 2 other people, and they're not even talking because everybody's watching on YouTube.
Gotcha.
So anyway, reward immunity challenge day 6. This is when you are glad they put you on a boat to get the challenges because it's way out in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
And it is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I love Fiji. Oh my goodness.
I love this challenge. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. It's a great puzzle after a tiring challenge course. Swimming, diving, and holding your breath takes a ton of toll, a lot of toll on your body. And also all the energy you're expending, your body needs more oxygen, so you can't hold your breath as long. It's like 2 different challenges where the second one actually counts, but still, it's a great challenge. I really liked it.
I liked how the tribes adapted to the challenge. They let Devin do all 3 puzzle pieces, you know, and I think Cole did almost all the pieces. Jessica helped some, and then JP did a lot of the pieces, you know. Yeah. And it's almost like I'll do all the pieces, but you guys got to do a lot of the swimming when we have to pull that net to the other side. Yeah. But still, it worked. You got them there first.
Yeah. About that puzzle, Tyler Fredrickson from season 30, and the only survivor who has ever actually told CBS, contact Survivor Talk with D&D. I want to do an exit interview with them. That was pretty awesome. Tweeted earlier today or late last night, whichever the one, at the T Freddy is this thing. They'll do this challenge in a few seasons, and it'll just be Fiji, 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 Fiji.
That's funny.
So healers win immunity and the large reward. Heroes win immunity and a smaller reward. And hustlers are going back to Tribal Council where one person was voted out of Survivor. And who gets the last confessional?
Devin.
Devin does.
Devin says Simone doesn't really fit in with us. She's useless in puzzles. It's a bummer, but she's got to go.
Yep. All right. Hustlers, day 6. This is where you had the snakes. And this is where Simone starts to finally talk. And it really sounds, I just feel bad for her. You know, this was not her element at all. And in fact, even preseason with all the Josh Wigler interviews and with her interview, she just was really, this was not her group of people. You know, she has a group of people she likes to hang around with, and these were not those people. And I think it was uncomfortable for her. She didn't know how to adapt to them.
I'm not even sure if she'd work in Big Brother, because that's all about personalities, right? Isn't that all about dealing with other people and having to fit in and get along? Maybe Amazing Race is more her speed, with somebody she's very comfortable with.
Yeah,
you know?
her absolutely.
And Lauren do Amazing Race or something.
Right.
But I wrote down, after apologizing for not being more dominant in the puzzle, where Allie could have said, we were pretty dominant. I wrote down that Simone decides it is now time to start working on a narrative to vote out Patrick.
Right.
Simone feels it will be very easy to set the narrative on Patrick. And I wrote too little, too late. See you at Ponderosa.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of what I got at the end, except for the fact that Allie seems to be a central point for all things. And I said towards the end to myself, if Allie gets to talk to Ryan at the end, that we have a core. We have a Devin Ryan, Allie Patrick core. And sure enough,
and Chrissy
Allie and
Ben
Ryan got to talk.
Then you'd have Chrissy and Ben there too. So who gets, you know, of those 6, who's going to leave first? You know, I
could come down to the swap, bad swap. You know.
Yeah. Again, here even with Allie, I feel like her and Lauren are just letting Simone talk, you know, and agreeing with her, you know. But there's no way. So I'm really wondering, because normally I would say Allie never even considered getting rid of Patrick. And yet there's the scene where, and this may have just, there's the scene where she completely changes Ryan's mind. Again, way to go, Allie. Totally manipulated Ryan. Either she did that because she really was considering Patrick, which I don't think she was. I actually think she was doing this to kind of show that she can show to herself, I can mold this, and then she probably molded him back. That's kind of where I'm at on that.
So she could have been dropping some test beads on Ryan to see how a conversation with Ryan could go. I think she obviously recognizes Ryan as the other smartest player in that tribe.
Do you?
And I think that's why they have the conversation. That'd be really, that's interesting that she would really see how she could talk to Ryan, how it would go. Because you do want to have that conversation with somebody, especially if it's somebody you respect, to see how they're going to go. See how the conversations are going to go. How, if you can get your point across, or if they get their point across.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think she thinks he's the smartest one in the tribe? I don't know that she does.
No, I think she sees him as the other smart one in the tribe.
I know. That's what I asked. Well, that's what I meant to ask. Why do you think she sees him as the only? I mean, because that implies to me the only other smart one. Do you think she thinks it's him and her?
Are you saying I'm Patrick and I said the wrong thing?
No. I mean,
I know.
Do you think only she and? Do you think she thinks only she and Ryan are the smart ones?
Not necessarily. I think she sees Ryan as 2 votes with Devin.
Okay.
And that's strong. That's a power
true.
duo.
That's true. And I think she could also get Lauren. She kind of has Lauren.
I think Allie's in the best seat in that tribe because she's been molding Simone. She's been having great conversations with Lauren. She's already locked in with Patrick.
Right.
He's going to do what she says because he knows he's being annoying.
Right.
And then there's these 2 guys over there that are super strong. And one of them, I would think, looking at Ryan, he's probably a Survivor super fan, pretty smart.
Oh, yeah.
So let me just bring him in because, and this is why what Ryan said is so important, that he's making social connections with everyone. If you get swapped into a split and like Ashley and JP and Alan get swapped onto the same new tribe, Alan better go find some new friends because he's in trouble. But if Allie and Ryan and Devin get on a new tribe together, Allie's safe with those 2. Mm-hmm. She'll be good with those 2. She's making connections. Allie's like Chrissy. She's making connections with everybody. So I've got Allie and Chrissy as the 2 players of the week because they've just made connections with everybody. They did the Adam and Sarah thing. They made connections with everybody.
Yeah. So the only tribe that we don't know who's like kind of in control is the healer tribe.
The winner tribe, yes.
Yeah. The other ones, we got Allie and we got Chrissy, and we kind of see what they're doing and how they're doing it. Interesting. Which makes me think which is one of the reasons why I think there's going to be a mix-up next week.
Well, if it does happen, then we'll probably see all the healers get knocked off because there's so many of them. They're going to get split up, and the other 2 will work together to knock them all out.
Well, either that, yeah. I don't remember the name of the next episode, but that was part of the reason why I felt that way.
But it's
the history or something like that.
Oh, I thought it said "My Kisses Are Sacred" or something.
Oh,
I thought I read that.
Oh, that may have been it. If that's the case, then next week probably isn't. I was okay. Well, anyway.
Well, put it this way: Probst's tease to Dalton Ross was sometimes love is in the air.
Oh well, yeah,
Oh, great! That's going to be a great episode. But it was said a while ago. I don't know if Tyson said it or somebody said it, or it might have been Colton that said it. But sometimes going to tribal prepares you for another tribal. If the healers don't go to tribal at all before a split or a swap, no matter how smart they are, they don't have the experience of going to a tribal.
That's true.
That could pay dividends for the other people.
But at some point, no one has experience. Boy, that was
true,
wise.
But once you,
I was really wise there. That was really wise. Are we real? I mean, I think we need to address the terrible, terrible baby analogy by Ryan. He's horrible with analogies. First of all, here it is. You really want to like your newborn baby. Take care of it. But it's really, really annoying because you have to watch it every single second. I just think that's horrible.
My first thought was, he does not have a baby.
No, he does not. I mean, it's not like, but it's really, really annoying. It is, it's not even annoying. It's just part of raising a baby.
Reading Simone's comments to Wiggler, she said he was the king of puns and the king of jokes, but she didn't give him any credit for analogies. So I guess I can see why.
No. Anyway, Tribal Council. Anything before Tribal Council?
I don't even have anything for Tribal Council.
Yeah, there's no way Patrick's going home. I mean, there's no way, no matter how much they try. Again, Ryan with his birthday party analogy that no one even knows what he's talking about. Probst of all people doesn't even know what he's talking about.
They had to tell Probst in his ear, he's talking about tribal. Oh, you're saying tribal is the birthday. Okay.
Yeah. And Lauren's like, this is not a birthday. It's like a funeral. Somebody's dying tonight.
Party I've been to.
Yeah. Now, he did say one smart thing. There are 6 different agendas, but everyone thinks there's just one plan. That was a good quote.
Who said that?
Ryan did. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I expect good things from Ryan
when
he's not making analogies.
Now, they made a big deal about Patrick saying, I feel like I can trust most of the people here. Why is that such a big thing? Obviously, you're going against somebody. All he has to do is say, yeah, the person I'm voting for, I don't trust. That's all he had to say. I don't even understand why they made any big deal about this at all.
I'm kind of with you because Katrina and Simone both said, we're finally starting to get along. Let's just go back and we can all get along and be good. I'm like, one of you's leaving. So somebody's not going to go back and get along. It's almost like Patrick was just being honest. And I think Probst even said that when you come here, or Lauren said that when you say something from the heart, you're telling the truth. But if you got to be shady, that's when you're lying.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get to watch it live, so I didn't get, on our Facebook group, we have the live discussion thread, but I bet they were pretty lively this week during the live show. Did you get to watch it live?
No, I did not. I was actually driving home from Longwood. We surprised Gracie for her birthday and went up there and saw her.
Cool. Well, if you want to be a part of that, everybody, just go to facebook.com. Actually, don't do that. Go to stwdd.com/Facebook. Anyway, I don't have anything more about the episode, do you?
I thought it was great for Chrissy and Allie. I think Devin and Ryan are still in the driver's seat in there as far as what they can work together. I really enjoyed it. I thought the end was kind of predictable, as Andy would say, cannon fodder. But otherwise, I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, I did too, and I'm looking forward to next week. Absolutely looking forward to next week. So I'm really excited because somebody is going to win a Skype call with David Wright. Actually, 3 of our patrons are going to win a Skype call with David Wright. And one of them also gets a signed buff from David Wright. And everybody that's a D&D patron will get a signed headshot of David Wright. Pretty cool. It's the D&D patron sweepstakes. If you want to know more about it, it's stwdd.com/sweepstakes for all the details. We will be drawing the names during the Merge podcast, the Merge episode. So, and you get entries based on your October and November stuff. So just if you're interested, stwdd.com/sweepstakes.
Everybody sit back. It's time for feedback. Our listeners have to say what's on their minds today. D&D will hear you. D&D will read you. D&D will take the time to take your lines, analyze, and feel you. It's feedback. Survivor Talk with D&D. Take and listen to feedback, y'all. That's right.
Hey, David, before we listen to feedback, why don't you tell us about your new DSR starting up again?
Well, it's not exactly new, but it's the David Survivor rankings and predictions and I wanted to bring it up here because it's kind of like feedback, but it's going to be a weekly feedback from Abby and Alex, 2 friends I made at the Durham World Survival Challenge. Yeah. They're super fans. They have 2 different perspectives on the game and different from mine. And I read Alex's write-up about his experience at Durham Warriors, and I said, oh, man, he's funny, and he's got opinions, and I love that. And he's funny anyway. We had him on our Durham Warriors closeout show. Yeah. And then Abby's been messaging me in a private chat asking thoughts about the show. We've just been talking about random. Mm-hmm. I'm like, two people from different worlds. Right. Let's all come together. So we're doing our rankings prediction. It's real simple. We rank them from safest to least safe, and we get points for where that person was, whoever gets the most points. So if whoever had Simone the lowest, which was me, I had her 14th out of 17. I got 14 points. Abby got 12. Alex had her at 2. Whoa. He really liked her and did not want her to leave. Well, he has Cole at 1 because he likes his abs.
You can't let emotion control you, dude.
Thank you. Oh, he's on it now because he's ticked because Simone's gone, I'm sure. So what we're doing is we're trying to I told them to get them to me by the weekend. This is something for you to read on Monday or Tuesday before the next episode comes in.
Yeah, Ryan usually gets his out pretty quickly, and Katya gets hers out pretty quickly. Of course, you just go to our website, and at the top it says bloggers, and all 3 of them are there. Also, if you go scroll down during the featured area, those little Windows features things swap. they're always there too, including David's. So those are always up to date. If you want to be a part of our feedback segment next week, just go to our website /feedback and tell us what you think by Thursday at 7 p.m. That's Eastern time, because that's where David lives. Again, that's stwdd.com/feedback. And while you're there, look around. Who's up first, David?
Brother Will.
Oh, right. Will, the giant ninja.
What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the Giant Ninja. Well, here we are on the brink of the baseball playoffs, and I got to tell you, this is an absolutely and totally new and different feeling for me. I am not nervous. I am not anxious. I certainly hope my Cubs win. I will be following every single game, but there is absolutely none of the energy that I usually had, especially last year. I was freaking out last year for so many reasons. But hey, we won one, and that ended everything. It's a new world, and I guess go Cubs. And you know what? Go Indians, too. Mike in Cleveland, I am genuinely pulling for your Indians this year, unless they happen to face the Cubs in the World Series, which I don't see happening, but go Tribe. But having said all that, this is not a baseball podcast. This is a Survivor podcast. So let me give you my thoughts on episode 2. Number 1, from the Heroes Tribe, Chrissy. Chrissy's going to be a big part of this season. There's a reason that Probst chose to put the unused hidden immunity idol into the previously on Survivor section. That's going to come into play. Her relationship with Ben is going to come into play. Her relationship with Alan is going to come into play. She's going to be in this game for a while, I think, reading the edit. Number 2, the Healers Tribe. I want to talk about Cole. Cole, last time I checked, when God was passing out the attributes, you were either granted an 8-pack or a genius intellect, and obviously he gave you the 8-pack. Why on earth did you tell Joe where to find the hidden immunity? Why did you tell him where it was? You understood the map. He did not. My goodness, dude, just keep that to yourself and look later when Joe's not around. Tell him you're right. That's the raft. You need to look near the raft, but you need to look where the raft was originally. See, I moved the raft. It started over there, so it must be 5 feet from over there. You go digging for the hidden immunity idol. I'll look out for you. I'll hang out by the well. And then you have the idol all to yourself. But no, instead, you help Joe find it. Now Joe has it. Joe's worried about you because you know that Joe has it. Joe's going to be probably coming for you. I don't like where this is headed, buddy. And regardless, I just think you made a big boo-boo in basically handing the idol to Joe instead of getting it for yourself, which you had every ability to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm not happy. I don't like that. I don't like how it turned out. And finally, number 3, the Hustlers Tribe, my B-fam, my brother from another mother, Ryan. Ryan, I got to tell you, buddy, watch out for Allie. Allie knows what she's doing. Allie is good at this game. And honestly, Allie should have probably gotten rid of you last night, and she could have done it. Wow. I would be very, very, very worried about Allie if I were you, unless you have a legitimately good relationship with her that we're not seeing on screen, which is, of course, possible. But if what we're seeing on screen is largely accurate, Allie has a relationship with Patrick. She's got Lydia. She seems to be able to work with Devin. I'm sure Devin wouldn't turn his back on you and vote you out, but Allie seems to have an in with every single member of your tribe, and maybe even a better in with every single member of your tribe than you have. Mm-hmm. Based on that, I am slightly worried about you. I hope that I am overreacting. I hope that, in fact, your edit is predicting that you will be on the same swapped tribe with Chrissy, and you and she will be able to work together with that now powerless immunity idol. I hope that you're able to work with people. I hope that you're able to keep establishing relationships and move forward in this game. Because, buddy, I love you. I think you are fantastic. You are exactly what this game needs. I am #Team Ryan, my B-fan. Well, that's all I've got. Later, peeps. Will the Giant Ninja.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was so wired last year at this time when the Cubs were starting into their playoff run. I do remember that. And we did get a 5-minute Cubby moment.
Yes.
But that wasn't my feedback, so that didn't count.
Yeah. Prepare, everybody. Every time he calls in, if the Cubs are doing well, we're going to get a little baseball talk.
So 2 comments on Will's great feedback. One was on all the things that they showed us about Chrissy and the Idol, the previously ons. They also made a point to show us Ryan talking at the challenge. She doesn't know it was me, but I'm looking forward to working with that later. That was a great sight. I'm glad they allowed us to hear that.
Yeah.
That's Ryan being Ryan. And also, I love Will's fantasy writing about Allie turning on Ryan, but now Allie goes back to camp with 4 friends instead of going back to camp with maybe 2 friends and losing out on the other. It's too early to break up your tribe already. I agree. Yeah. But that would have been something if she'd have pulled a Ryan exit. That would have been amazing.
I don't know why she would. That's probably the only thing in his feedback I didn't quite agree with.
Oh yeah, I agree with you in that it was too early and she shouldn't have. She would have made the right move.
Of course, Will get in the Facebook group and tell us how he misunderstood what he said.
And quote law and stuff.
And
about
he'll pull a objection thing like he does in court.
Yep.
All right. Next we have Wendy Zell. So good to hear from Wendy. Wendy's one of our first original listeners. Here we go.
Hey, Dwayne and David. It's Wendy from South Dakota. Not too terrible much to say about this episode. Not that it was a bad episode. It just wasn't full of dramatic things that happened. I wasn't too excited to see Joe find the idol. He reminds me too much of Tony, and I wasn't a big Tony fan. It's almost eerie how much he reminds me of Tony. So I wasn't crazy about him finding the idol, but, more power to him. He hustled out there. I'm curious to see whether his getting help from Cole will help him or hurt him. It looks like from the next episode that it may hurt him, but we'll see if Cole is able to pull that off or not. Mm-hmm. The decision to send Simone home instead of Patrick, I feel like that's a good one. I mean, the edit can tell it however it wants to, but she didn't seem to be helping. If you're not strong physically and can't really help in the challenges, then you have to be at least good at putting puzzles together. And it seems like she really struggled with that because they had a big lead starting the puzzle. I really like Allie. She seems really put together, really social, strong enough to help in the challenges, but not too strong to be seen as a threat. I'm curious to see where she goes from here. And we'll keep watching to find out. It's nice to talk to you guys again and all my Survivor friends. Take care.
Yay, Wendy. You got anything to say about that? I know.
I'm not a Tony fan.
I know.
Well, I tell you who is a Tony fan is CBS.
Yes.
And I bet you they love Joe, and they love that idol being in the hands of Joe and not Cole. Because Cole's just going to turn it over to Jessica or bring it up to his friends, whereas Joe is going to try and do something dramatic, and that's what they want. And so I guess then if she's looking for drama, though, stick around. Joe can bring it. But she must not be a fan of JP because he is anti-drama. Even in his confessionals, when he talks like this and just talks about how he gets things done. That's how we train. We're trained to remain calm in all situations, and we just get it done. Next.
All right. Next we got Brian from Rockville. Where is that? Rockville what? Maryland? Maryland. That's right.
Maryland, yeah.
Here's a few of my thoughts on this week's boot and prediction for the week. Simone was doomed from the start. She was going in with a flawed social game, and that seemed to get undermined further by a specific physical game deficit, tolerating the living conditions. That impacts one mood and ability to think clearly. That impacts one's mood and ability to think clearly.
Absolutely.
This is how your physical game can affect your social and strategic games. I'm sorry, do you want to say something?
No, I absolutely agree. When you can't tolerate your conditions, it throws off a lot of other things.
Yeah. Now, contrary to a common fan theory, Simone was not doomed by some kind of aqua dump curse. There is no aquadump curse. The players do aquadumps all the time. Actually, I think what I saw on Twitter wasn't the fact that they did aquadumps. It was the fact that they talked about it and got excited about it.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, now it's possible the true aquadump curse. Oh, sorry,
done
Brian.
This before.
Sorry, Brian. Well, I didn't read them.
No, that's fine. I didn't either.
Now it's possible the true aquadump curse is when the editors show you talking about your aquadump. Something both Darnell and Simone did. Brian, I'm terribly sorry.
Great point, Brian. Good job, Brian.
Yeah, way to go, Brian. Somebody was really excited about that in the crowd. There's the lesson. Even if your brown trout follows you all the way back to shore, you will be fine as long as you don't talk about it. That's the first rule of Survivor Aquadump Club. You do not talk about aquadumps. Now, enough talking about aquadumps. Here's a small prediction for next week. I think the editors hinted at Joe and Mike working together by showing them getting along better this week. So the Cole-Jessica showmance will be short-lived. Who do you think they will target first? Keep up the good work, guys. Brian in Rockville, Maryland. Who do we think? Joe and Mike? You think Joe and Mike are going to work well together? I don't know about that.
You know what I think they're showing us? That Joe is not close to anybody. He doesn't have anybody's trust, and nobody right now trusts Joe. He's already made a target out of Mike. He's now going to make a target out of Cole, and if he does, Cole's going to tell the group that he's got an idol, like we saw in the preview. He tells Jessica, Joe's got the idol. So I think it's more likely that Joe could be in trouble more than Cole or Jessica. Of the two, you get rid of Jessica because you need Cole in challenges. Right. But getting this close to a swap, maybe you do get rid of Cole.
Yeah. All right. We have Miriam, otherwise known as Vader Girl.
Hey, Dave and Dwaine and D&D patrons, fans, listeners. This is Miriam, otherwise known as Vader Girl. I'm in the middle of moving with a moving truck, so I'm a little bit busy. This is a quick recording. I just wanted to say I'm still loving Ryan, my winner pick. I think he is totally getting the winning edit. I just really think Survivor is keeping it fresh, keeping it real, loving it. I'm just excited. And Ryan. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I was been pretty stressed out with the move. I did take a quick break to watch Survivor last night. And what I saw with Ryan, I was very impressed with. I mean, I would say I would also like Patrick, who I did. For some reason, I picked him for fantasy, too. I did get a good feeling about him. And I didn't pick the girl that got voted out because I had a feeling she would get voted out, even though Jeff Probst promoted her. I'm also liking the guy like Tony Vlankos. There's a Tony Vlankos, guys, that really is funny. He reminds me a lot of Tony Vlankos. I think he's Joe. He's pretty funny. So, anyways, love you guys. May the 4th be with you. Black Cats and Kale for life. Shop the D&D Amazon link. And talk to you guys in chat. Bye.
She would have talked to us in chat, but chat didn't work. Well, it went on the live page. In fact, she was in chat earlier. David, I'm not quite sure who she wants to win.
Well, it's funny that of our 4 feedback, 2 of them were high on the little scrawny guy.
Yeah.
It's funny. And let me give you a little taste for those of y'all that didn't read this past week's David Survivor rankings and predictions. Here's what Alex said about Ryan.
All right.
He put him number 14 of 17 and safe. So he said that he didn't think he was that safe. Look, this is rich coming from someone as unquestionably unqualified to deal with the beach life grind that is Survivor. But wouldn't it be a mercy killing to snuff Ryan in this torch early? He has no weight to lose to begin with, not to mention that he's pale enough that he'll be fried by day 5. By the time the merge rolls around, it'll only need a strong breeze, let alone a Fijian cyclone, to blow him back home. No vote at tribal needed. I love it.
Oh, wow. There you go. Anything else, David, about any of that? About her feedback?
Abby and I both had Ryan at number 1 coming on last week. So we were high on Ryan.
Good job.
Alex was not so much. No, great
From
feedback.
the creators of Survivor Talk with D&D comes a new podcast that is guaranteed to entertain the TV watcher in all of us. In Rewind Fast Forward with D&D, David and Dwaine take on the entire season of a show they have already watched as they rewind back to discuss each episode, knowing what lies ahead on the fast forward. Their first season to Rewind Fast Forward is season 1 of the Netflix hit show Stranger Things. Look for Rewind Fast Forward with D&D on iTunes. Subscribe now to catch episodes 1 and 2 of Stranger Things. Rewind Fast Forward with D&D. Just two best friends talking about a season they love.
I tell you what, man, I am so looking forward to season 2 of Stranger Things. It's going to be good.
Oh, less than a month.
I know. And if you haven't listened to our Rewind Fast Forward, we literally did every single episode. It was really a lot of fun, and we got to rewatch it. David got to watch it like 10 times each one.
Yeah. Speaking of Netflix, and this was one of my initial feedbacks that I wrote down and didn't read it fast enough when we were doing this. Netflix has kind of ruined regular TV, and I think we've talked about this before, because I want to binge Survivor. I don't want to watch it one week at a time.
Right.
I want to binge it like I've binged everything else on Netflix.
Yeah. It'd be kind of hard to podcast about it, though.
It would. Yeah. It'd be a long podcast.
It'd be a Rewind Fast Forward with D&D Survivor, season 35.
That's the historians. Go listen to them.
All right.
But yeah, thank you, Netflix, for ruining that for us.
That's right.
You write them. We read them. iTunes reviews.
We have a review. Ba-ba-ba! It's from Buddy Ryan Era. It says, "Back for another season!" ! 5 stars. Love the podcast. Thank you, Buddy Ryan Era. Probably Era. E-R-A. Era.
You know who Buddy Ryan is?
Am I supposed to?
You're a football fan.
Oh,
He was the defensive coordinator for the Bears, and they won the Super Bowl. Then he took over the Eagles.
So Buddy Ryan is listening to our podcast.
No, a fan of the Buddy Ryan era, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
But thank you for the review.
That's right. And you can get your review read just by writing one, preferably a good one. Don't write, my mom always said, if you can't say something good, don't say something at all. Same with reviews.
My granny always said, if you can't say something good, make sure they're out of the room.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, hey, thank you, everybody, for your feedback. It was great stuff as usual. We always like to hear it. We had 4 tonight. Let's get some more in. We love reading them, and we love listening to them, and we love talking about them. So get that feedback in. And we just want to say thank you for listening. Thanks to all of you who watched and talked in the chat room as we recorded the show Thursday night. And I promise you the live page, stwdd.com/live, will be fixed for next week's show. I know how to fix it, and I will fix it. Also, thank you to our D&D patrons. Your monthly support of $2 or more is appreciated more than we could ever show. Check out our 2 other podcasts, Movie Talk with D&D, and as we just said, we just finished season 1 of Stranger Things, and our 3rd podcast, Rewind Fast Forward with D&D, and all are available on our website, stwdd.com. And that's where you find them. David, any final words or predictions from my best friend and host, David?
I'm sorry that I'm such a soccer fan, but this had a lot of good runs and passes and shots on goal all throughout the episode. The end was a tie, 0-0, but this was still just a good show. Next week, I don't think there's a swap yet. We didn't get a drop your buffs. I hope there's not a swap yet. I'd like to see at least one more.
Yeah, probably you're right.
And I'd like to see the healers go and let them go to tribal council and let Joe and Cole and Mike fight it out and watch the girls will sit back and vote them all out.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe that you like soccer, but you don't like hockey.
I didn't say I didn't like hockey. I just don't take the time to watch hockey.
I mentioned that it was the opening of hockey season, and you acted like it was the most boring thing in the entire world.
Hockey season and baseball season, I don't sit down. There are soccer games I record to go back and watch.
Yeah, like
I have
Manchester United will underfund.
Will underfund you if you don't pay them, yes.
Manheiser Chester United Federation.
Mannheim Steamroller United.
Yes, Mannheim Steamroller United. That's all, folks. See you later. Thanks for watching us record. And if you're listening to this later, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Survivor Talk with D&D is a production of D&D Podcasting and is hosted by David Jones and Dwaine Stroud, the two Ds in D&D. We're two best friends who decided way back in December of 2011 that we wanted to share our love of Survivor with all who would listen. Follow me on Twitter at Survivor_talk. Join our Facebook group at stwdd.com/Facebook. A special thanks goes out to Adam Klein, the winner of Survivor Millennials vs. Generation X, for providing both his voice and time for our show introduction. The amazing music you heard is Never Again by Breaking Benjamin. Thank you to Mark Percy, who creates all of our graphics and puts up with my OCD for each new graphic he creates. Thank you to Patrick Monroe, who spent countless hours designing our website and continues to provide support at all hours of the night. Visit our website at stwdd.com for quick and easy access to our most recent shows, as well as all of the others. Discover our two other podcasts, Rewind Fast Forward with D&D and Movie Talk with D&D. Check out our D&D store for shirts, hoodies, and even coffee mugs, or just look around and click on things. We couldn't create and produce our podcast without the financial support of our D&D patrons, as well as those who use our Amazon links. So thank you for going above and beyond and sharing in the fun of D&D. Become a D&D patron at stwdd.com/patron and enjoy immediate access to all of our shows prior to their release date. On a personal note, thank you to David for your friendship and for not telling me I was crazy about this whole podcasting thing. To God be all the glory. Thanks for listening.